Hi, good evening. I'm here on behalf of the Parent Council at Dunluce Elementary School. We also have a neighboring school quite close by, which would be St. Lucy's as well, so I'm sure they share the same concerns that we have, which is also what I'm hearing tonight. A few things I wanted to bring up, because it's been mentioned as far as behavior on the behalf of parents, and I think we've really seen a growth in the awareness from parents, parent councils, as well as the support we're seeing from the Edmonton Police Service. They are really providing guidance to the parent councils on what we can do on our own to take the initiative and take these actions to help arrange more positive behavior on behalf of parents. So what this means is they're allowing us and empowering us to coordinate procedures where we can notify parents who are performing safety infractions, what that's going to mean, and if it's repeatedly performed on a consistent basis, that may very well result in tickets or things being sent through the mail, because it is building accountability. So I think enough awareness is already at that level on our parts to know that this needs to change, and we are seeing changes now moving forward. What we're hoping, and this is where I'm coming to you with, is with the committee that you're forming and the initiatives that you're mentioning, I'm a little concerned in hearing that it's going to take years for change, when some of the questions we're having as far as change in traffic flow, snow removal, perhaps even an increase in bylaw officers within the area, or even in increased lights and awareness within crosswalk zones, that whether there's rules or regulations in place, when we're investing into the school zones, we're investing into property taxes, school, you name it, we're hoping that this change is as important to the committee as it is to the parents and the school board, and that's why we're here this evening. So could you speak to that a little bit as to what the short-term goals are going to be versus long-term change that may not benefit our students?
Well, the long-term change really is it takes often years to change everybody's behavior. And this didn't happen overnight for us. It took us some time to get here. But I think we're here because we want to begin this conversation. And our intent is, after this opportunity to hear from citizens, is to be able to inform the work and to create a work plan to know what are some of the things we need to address, what are the first things, what is the priority, and then how are we going to get there. And so we want to make sure that we do begin to address it, but again, this is going to inform what's first, what's second, etc.
Yeah, and when I refer to time, I'm talking about behavior. It takes time to change behavior. I think of recycling. I think when Edmonton decided we were going to do this, which was way before our time on council, and the blue boxes were introduced, and I can remember in my household, my mother didn't know what the blue box was. She didn't want to use the blue box, but you change behaviors with awareness, and this is no different. It's great to hear that at Dunluce School that you're doing, and St. Lucy's right across from you, that you're doing the kinds of things you're doing. And I'd like to ask you, are you seeing any changes in behavior because of that, or?
Well, this is actually, it's a new process. So we've just started this week and moving forward. We weren't aware that this was an option. And I think, like you've mentioned, with collaboration and communicating with the local police service and whoever's assigned to each school, getting that awareness out, because I don't think we're the only school that actually is now taking these steps. So that's going to be an option. I think they're also recognizing that they don't have the hours and the time to invest to be at our school every morning, which seems to be what we need to police that type of behavior, so we at least can do that. So I guess that's why the questions are coming, is that if we can do this at our level, then step further is what we're looking for to support what we're putting in place.
Okay, and one of the things that we need to find out, because we're new to this as well, is and so it's great that you're here tonight, you've informed us. We need to know that things are going on like that in the community, because believe me, we don't necessarily know either. People think we know everything all the time, that we have all the answers. We don't. Often we're the last ones to know, and unfortunately we come into it at a time when it's in dire straits or when we're in a crisis situation. Had we known things up front, we can avoid getting to that point. So communication, it goes both ways as well.
Sorry to jump in, Bev, but the one thing, I just love hearing what I'm hearing there, because what we've done here is empowered a school, empowered the parents there, and one of the ways that behavior is going to change is just by sort of, looking over, given that glare, if you start to sort of, you can police your own environment a little bit here. So when it's dropping the kids off or sitting and idling in a parking spot for a long time or pulling U-turns or whatever the case is, if the school feels a little bit empowered, has a little bit of education within it, and the parents really buy into that, probably a lot could change that way.
Absolutely, and I think what we need to do is find a place to share those practices, share what's working. Can we become that place that we can gather that information and share it back with schools? What's worked, what hasn't worked? We need to work together. My background was encouraging kids to walk to school, and we face many of those same challenges. So really, it's just often how we can support you in the work that you're doing, and how do we get the message out to everybody?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if there are things out there going on, we don't need to reinvent the wheel here. If
No
that
pun
becomes a
intended.
success, then then that's, we can follow that path. But again, tonight is all about sharing information, being educated. Certainly, I've been educated already here tonight for sure, so.